Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning into this live session. We are going to discuss the day two of this final test match between England and India, the Anderson and Tendulkar Trophy. What a game we had so far. My God, this test match has moved a long way. Generally, when you look at the stats, day three is what considered as the moving day, but in the game of 2 days and not even 160 overs bowled, we are getting a result. That's how the things move fast. And when you look at the conditions, it's a proper English summer wicket, and that's where England would have felt, why did not get this opportunity, this sort of surface for the first four test matches, because they also struggle a lot in their batting lineup if that is the case. So uh, England did not go with this sort of pitch for the first four matches, which is quite expected. But the Kennington Oval pitch is having some excellent bowling pitch, and it is talking a language a batsman cannot understand. So, right, that's how the things are in Kennington Oval. England winning the toss decided to bowl first, and eventually India managed really well. 204 for 6, thanks to Sai Sudarshan, Karun Nair, and at the same time, England given 34 extras. So India started their day two with a 204 for 6 at the end of 65 overs, and England did not waste any time. So they have just wrapped up the Indian innings in adding just 20 runs to the total. Eventually, Indian balled out for 2020 to 224, which means I thought anything around 250 to 300 was a very good on that surface. It was overcast, lots of grass on the pitch, so it is going to have a sideway movement, and also it's going to seam and bounce. I think Prasid Krishna's inclusion was exclusively because of the natural variation that he gets through that bounce from the pitch. Rightly so, taken it, but he was quite expensive in nature. We'll talk how he went about his bowling. So India wrapped up at 224. England started with a tremendous positive knock. I don't say that as a positive mindset, but it is a kind of an ultra aggressive mindset where you just don't respect the fast bowlers. Now they're going at a knot of around 6.5 per over, which means at one stage they would be, I mean, clearing that 224 within 40 overs. But it's not that the case. It's not the same pitch. That's where the difference comes between the Indian openers and the England openers. When you look at Indian openers, they struggled a lot with the seam and the sideway movement. But realizing that point, England batsmen, the two openers, the left and right combination, Ben Duckett and Jack Crowley, went on attacking, and I thought suddenly we are in an IPL mode. The way they have been playing the shots, the ramp shot, the reverse scoop, the reverse shot was, I mean, it was treat to watch. At the same time, India were sensing that there is going to be a wicket, because when you play that high risk, higher level, it's going to definitely you'll get a wicket, and that's where Akashdeep came into picture. When you look at all the Indian bowler stats for the 15 overs, all were around 6.5. So eventually, the England openers took the counter attack and made sure that they started with a rollicking partnership of 94 for the first wicket. Then Akashdeep went down to take the wicket. The England captain Olive Pop, I know it is Ben Stokes, but for this game, Olive Pop will be the captain. Played his natural way of playing. I just remember when he was playing, Ian Bell. If you remember Ian Bell, the former England cricketer, looking quite similar to those standards. Ben Duckett was quite aggressive, but at the same time, Jack Crowley as well. The moment when you pitch up the ball on the full length area, he was able to drive and take the initiative. So it was looking quite red for India. I think at lunchtime, England were cruising along, and then came the lunch break, and India really exploited the conditions really well. And rightly so. They bowled at the right lengths, right areas, and troubled the England batters, especially Mohammad Siraj, who is playing his continuous fifth match without taking a break. I quite often underestimate him a lot, but he's a lion-hearted, performant player, playing five-match series back to back without it taking any rest between the matches. It's not always easy. Chris Wokes and Siraj has only done it in terms of the bowling department, but Chris Wokes is no more available for this match because of the shoulder injury. So Mohammad Siraj's excellent spell given the Indian the breakthrough, especially the wicket of Joe Root was quite impressive. When you look at the line and length he was trying to bowl, everything was between the off stump and the fourth stump wicket. But after that, there was a trap set for him. It's a double bluff. He went on to short pitch bowling and also swinging it offside the leg stump and finally bringing it back and giving an LBW situation. So it's a kind of a beautiful setup which I really liked. And once Joe Root was out, uh, it looked really tough for England to win. But again, hats off to Harry Brooks' counter-attacking innings, which gave England a slender lead of 23 runs in the first innings, which is crucial on that pitch. If you have considered more than 50 runs a lead, then definitely you are in the uh, backstop seat. So, but again, looking at the entire performance of the Indian bowlers, they were not dejected by the opening stand of the England openers. Once a team starts at 92 for no loss, and to see them ending at 240, which means the bowlers have come back. Of course, Chris Wokes will not bat. So eventually, it's 242 for 9 for England. But an excellent performance, especially Prasidh Krishna. Prasidh Krishna conceded more than 7 per over or 6.5 per over and finally came back by bowling short pitch deliveries. It's that kind of a pitch where you cannot straight away hitting the shots, and that's where England were too little. You can say in terms of that aggressive point of view. Yes, it is required sometimes, but if you have the entire mindset of going in that direction, definitely you're going to pay the price, and that's where England lost too many wickets, and at the same time some quality bowling from Siraj and Prasidh Krishna, which meant that England got only 23 runs lead. When you look at the bowling point of view, total 51 overs bowled and only 15 extras, sorry, 11 extras were considered. So that's good from India's point of view. There were no balls, leg byes, whereas England have given 34 extras in the first innings. So that's how the things are. And the day two of the Kennington Oval Test, India started really well in their second innings. India went on to score a good total, which is 75 for 2 at the end of day 2 in 18 overs. They're scoring at 4 per over. So, and most important thing, the counter-attack nature of Jaiswal is what we have anticipated. The moment he came in, he was in a very clear mindset. Seven boundaries and two sixes, which means is 51 not out, is still not out. In that 51 runs, you have seen 40 runs scored in terms of bar six and fours. So it's a kind of a Sehwag start you can consider. Rahul was looking little bit unsettled, I would say, because Josh Stung and Gus Atkinson were really troubling him with that off stump and the fourth stump, and again trying to cut the ball on the outside edge, and Joe Root taking a clean catch. Again, it's that kind of an innings where you expect Rahul to consolidate the things and Jaiswal take on the bowlers. Jaiswal was able to do it, but Rahul's excellent series in terms of batting came to an end. If we are talking about chance of winning in England, and with this team, with this experience, Rahul played a very crucial role. we, I mean, he's a unsung hero and a soldier who's not given the uh, enough credit, but eventually I believe that he'll get it soon. So Jaiswal is not out 51, and the night watchman came as soon as Sai Sudarshan also got out. Sai Sudarshan, uh, I what my thought was that when he was playing, he was just in a very defensive mode. He was playing for the day to end. So whenever you are having that mind, just there is another 15 minutes to play, 20 minutes to live. Let's play the defensive game. It's not that kind of a pitch where you have to go into a particular shell. And that's where Sai Sudarshan really given his wicket away. No doubt it was an absolute beautiful delivery uh, from Gus Atkinson, but I just felt that he would have played more naturally the shots. He just played that for the close of the play and eventually got out. So the Akash Deep, who has just came, uh, scored a boundary. So every run is important in this pitch. So India lead by 52 runs. So what's coming up for tomorrow? It's a moving day. Quite often we call it as, but more than moving day, it's the series defining day for India. If they bat really well, then it's 2 all. And it is as simple as that. If they did not play well, England will try to chase it, but it's not going to be that easy because 52 runs now, India do have all the 8 wickets in their hand. There's Gill, Karuna, Ravindra Jadeja, Drew Jurel, Washington Sundar. So there's a lot of batting left. I will be really surprised if India do not apply themselves and score a good amount of score. Anything around 250 and 200 to 250 will be a very tough chase. It's a pitch where it's not straightforward once again. So you have to play with straight bat and solid technique is needed. And I believe, except a few players in the England camp, they just go and swing their bats. So that's not going to work every time. So the most important wicket tomorrow will be wicket of Karun Nair. The reason is he is the only person who has played really well in the first innings, and relatively it's a new ball. I think after Akash Deep getting out, maybe we see Gill or Karun Nair coming up. I don't know the position, but I believe that left and right combination is what important when you're trying to give a target. Two right-handers will not serve the purpose. If you put a left and right, the rhythm will be disturbed and scoring the runs ones and twos. The running between the wickets is the most worrying factor. I believe that India won't make that mistake once again. So it's an interesting day coming up tomorrow. I believe that India can pile up a lot of runs and take the ascendancy and dictate the terms. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a sunny day tomorrow. That's what the forecast says. I believe that's 100% true. If it is again overcast condition, the England bowlers come into picture. And most disadvantage for them is they don't have Chris Hawkes. So they have to a lot rely on the three bowlers that they have, and they have to provide the breakthroughs. If not, it's a tough task at this point for England. So at the end of 6 sessions, we are unable to say who has the upper hand. But India will have that psychological advantage of going on to day three with 52 runs lead and 8 wickets in hand. Try to score more runs, anything around 200 to 250. That will be a quite a dramatic chase. So that's what this is all about. Thanks for tuning into this live session. We'll talk to you after day three. Thank you.